Jimmy Lavender, a co-founder of Bishops, alongside of his brother and founder, Bobby Lavender, who formed the Bishops after Skip was murdered by some Crips. The year was 1972. With 13 in the garage, they vowed to never let someone die on their turf again. They became defenders of Watts, upright and still young. So many engaged in street crime, but the essence of the Bishops was to protect the neighborhood. Bobby Lavender was the voice of the community and brung peace amongst the many gangs prior to the blood formation and audience. The Bishops wanted to stay out of the gang scene, but eventually they would pick a side, being a red flag. Jimmy Lavender retired gangbanging prior to this taking place. As years went on, the Bishop had a God-given vision to create T.R.O.P, which stands for the rebuilding of people. One man from Watts, California, who was originally from Alabama, set out to make a change, ushering a break bread program, which required a day of ceasefire, where gang members from either side can eat together in peace and work out their differences. As time will reveal, it's hard to get out people to work with each other and help one another. And the momentum would slow down until he met Brother Ja from Brooklyn and Jamaica, Queens, who offered to assist him in rebuilding the program and asked Jimmy not to give up. Jimmy was hesitant at first, saying many people offered to help, but nothing happened, and all the youngsters wanted was to be blessed to start their own Bishop set, which he was totally against, saying, "How can I sanction the death, violence, and self-hatred that takes place in gang banging, or explain to a parent that as an elder I approve the execution of their baby by giving my blessing?" But he still gave Brother Ja a chance by being a mentor, and things changed for the better as they grew as friends into family. As with any organization, they had ups and downs, but the family that knew they built as a whole superseded the disagreements or misunderstandings that took place, and they were able to prosper and prevail as Boston continues to flourish till this day with members in 23 states. This is the history of T.R.O.P and how T.R.O.P continues to thrive and became a non-profit organization called T.R.O.P Worldwide.
Peace. Welcome to Mr. G's Hard Truth Show. This is Brother Ja once again, and I have a special guest. Do you mind introducing yourself, my brother?
Well, my birth name is Jimmy Lavender. Some call me Jim, some call me Jimbo, some call me Jim Ali. My Islamic name is Saladin or Salahuddin. And then I'm called many other names that I don't even want to repeat on the air. What you got, bro?
Okay, great. So, Mr. Lavender, Jimmy Lavender, if I'm not mistaken, you are part of American history. And the reason why I share that is that you're actually born in Alabama, but you grew up in a place called Watts, California. Now, Watts, California, you happen to be in an epic center of this gang culture, right? And you were the co-founder of the Bishops, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, with that being said, you have your own history, but I want to get some of the history of Watts because I know you did some research with some of your elders, right? Or which would be considered your OGs about Watts prior to the Bishops. Can we get into that?
I would love to.
Okay.
Well, our history, I came out here in 1959, and we moved to a little place called City Terrace in Boyle Heights, or it could be Boyle Heights and City Terrace. I stand corrected on which is the correct. I was only 4 years old. playing with matches. Me and my brother Bobby, we burnt down that little wooden house, and I probably hate what my mother-in-law lost in the fire, but I was glad that little wooden house was gone. I hated it.
Yeah.
Then moved to the Pueblo projects,
Okay.
and I started. I don't know if it's called preschool, Head Start, or nursery, but it's right before you start kindergarten. So we went there, and then we moved out to Pueblos in 1963 to the Florence Firestone Watts area, just 2 years prior to the Watts uh, riots. But we moved to a neighborhood that was known then as the Deacons.
Mm.
So we moved from the Pueblos, which they had a gang, and that was just the Pueblos. But now we have this different gang called the Deacons, and their enemies was just across Firestone, which would have been the Slawsons and so many other different gangs there. Um, and this is right after the Spook Hunters, which was a gang in the 1940s to the 1950s, early 1950s. But combating them from our neighborhood was a gang called the Witch Doctors.
Okay.
Also, the Slawsons, the Businessmen, and the Gladiators uh, was fighting against the all-white racist gang, the Spook Hunters. Our neighborhood then, the younger brothers of the Witch Doctors, once the Witch Doctors faded away, they would become known as the Deacons.
Mm.
And so in the early 60s, our neighborhood was under Deacons. Remember, we moved there in 63. So we
Okay.
had the Deacons over there in that same area, from Graham Avenue to Alameda. I believe it's like a mile and a half from north to south, 79th Street to 97th Street. That was all what we call our territory, and
Yes.
we was within two railroad tracks, and so now that neighborhood would trickle down from the Deacons, and then those who lived on Beach and Home Street would be called the Beach Boys. I don't know when the corner of 92nd and Beach was called 90 Deuce or 9 Deuce, but it was there in the days of the Deacons. So
Okay.
that corner was called 9 Deuce when we got there in 63. Okay.
Interesting.
So,
Yes.
yeah, so 9 Deuce has been that way a long time. Um, so we moved from the Beach Boys, and later on, our neighborhood would then be called the Bishops.
Okay.
And yeah, so, and, we came from Pueblo. We came from Pueblo, and we kept in contact with our young friends in the Pueblos. We just had to jump on the train, not realizing, well, we did realize how dangerous it was jumping on the train. We could have gotten ran over and killed. But we ran the train like 2 miles, I believe it might have been, from our neighborhood and jumped off in the Pueblos. So we always maintained friendship with the Pueblos. And now you can see why the Pueblos became bishops, because of the guys originally from the Pueblos.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So now, at what point in time does that? Where does that place us at? 1972 with the bishops.
The bishops started, I believe it was June 7th of 1972. Yes.
Hmm. All right, and that came about because of an incident with one of your good friends, Skip. Do you care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's something that will never and could never leave my mind. as it would with so many others. But I was the first one to get to Skip. I was the one to hold my best friend in my arm and was watching him die. So it's always kind of hard because I could still see the blood coming out of Skip's throat. And him hollering, he couldn't breathe. I still remember the crowd coming running around. And what we didn't understand was the paramedics cannot come in until law enforcement secure the area. We wasn't understanding. We uh, people was around Skip, and the sheriff was trying to push him back. I got Skip, and they're saying he can't breathe. So the sheriff pretty much, I had to, I had to actually start yelling to the people, get back, because we got to get Skip on that ambulance. We got to get Skip out of here. And the ambulance was parked outside on the street, and Skip was fleeing in my arms in the vacant lot where he collapsed at. So finally, the crowd backed up, and now they're shoving back and forth with the shirts, almost a riot, about ready to break out. Get Skips in the ambulance, and he flops his arms. Somebody out, he's dead. They said, no, he's not. Uh, I don't know, maybe about 2 hours later, I'm at my girlfriend's house. I'm not going home. And the phone rings, and we listening. It's just people trying to find out what's going on, what's the latest. Then that phone call came in, and I heard Hazel scream out, my girlfriend's sister. No! I just jumped up, took off out the house, and my girlfriend Linda is hollering, "There's a killer out there. There's a killer. Where you going, Jim?" And I said, "I'm not Skip. I didn't have my pistol on me, nothing. I'm just come on out and get me." So, and uh, let me cut this off. Nobody calls you get busy. So I'm sorry about that interruption.
Yeah, no
So
problem.
I started walking down alleys. Here I am trying to bait the killer. Come see me. Um, and I remember Big Ed flying down the street. He see me walking through the alley. He fly down the alley. He's got this big old 357 Magnum on the seat. "Come on, Jim, get in." I said, "No, I'm walking home. I'm walking home." "Come on, man. Come on. There's cops all over here. I got this gun in the car. Go on, get out of here." So Ed takes off, and he knew who to go get. Flew back around to the house to get Bobby. See, our house was like always the hangout. A lot of homies
Yeah,
hung around at our house. So Ed flew back around the street, and I guess Bobby was just right there. And um, Bobby had a Volkswagen, and I can hear that Volkswagen flying. Ooh. I said, "Damn, here come Bobby." I hit the corner. Bobby is pulling up, boom, in his car with Big Ed. Bobby said, "Get in. This ain't on you, Jim. This ain't on this on all of us. Yeah. We have to protect this neighborhood. This could never happen again. It's on us, Jim. We got to protect this entire neighborhood." Why would Bobby say that? Because Bobby was the voice of the neighborhood. Whatever Bobby said went in that neighborhood. And Bobby said, "It ain't on us, Jim." I was putting everything on me. I didn't care
Mm.
who did it, what game it was, how many it was, or was it even a game? Who did this? We don't know at this time. All I know is somebody had to pay for their life for what they did to my best friend.
Yeah,
I don't care if anybody ride with me or not. I ain't asking nobody to do nothing. But I want to find out who killed Skip. cold thing, Jeff, but you said I can talk about this, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
watch this. Sometimes your parents don't know their children or don't understand their children. And with me, my father never understood me. I get into the house, it's the next morning. Skip was like my father's other son. My mother's crying, Skip's crying. I walked in the door. I understand now where my father was coming from. Where was you at last night? Why didn't you come home? What was y'all doing to get Skip killed? Why
Mm.
didn't you come home? Why didn't you come home, Jim? Pops had it all wrong. We was at a party. I left just a couple minutes before the shots happened. Didn't nobody see this coming. We had done nothing to nobody. But Pops thinking Jim Lee, that's what he called me.
Yeah.
No more about this than what he's telling. Because why? Because Jim Lee was always into something. Okay, so I can understand why my father. Or what did Jimmy do now? Not what did Bobby do now,
Mm.
but what did Jimmy do? Do nothing, pops. But when you do stuff all the time, and then you say you don't know nothing or did nothing, you always can't blame them for not believing you. And he didn't believe me. But at the same time, I have this big hurt. My best friend just died. Nobody saw what I saw. I saw him suffering, the fear in him. He was afraid. He kept trying to grab his neck, and I kept crying. I wasn't the type to pray and ask God to perform a miracle. That wasn't who I was. So now I'm in front of my father, and he said, "Yeah, you know something. Yeah, you know." I don't know. I don't know. So finally, he said, "Yeah, you know something," and I screamed out, "No, I don't know who did this. But when I find out, yes, I am going to kill him. I am going to kill him." That you can believe. Went in my room, put the little 45 record we had on, and the little spin radio disc thing that we used to have back in those days, and I put on James Brown, The Big Payback. I turned that sucker up high as I can get it. Brothers,
Mm.
get ready. We got to fight. And now you punks, you got to get ready for the big payback. So I turned that up loud as I could. I guess my mother told my father, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Didn't nobody come tell me turn the music down? Bobby, Big Ed, Ghost, and about seven more of the guys all came in the room that day. We all kicked back, asking questions. What happened? Could have done this, and who? We was friends with the bounty hunters. They would come over, Michael Hall, Bishop Hall, uh, just a couple of bounties would come over. Frog would come over to our neighborhood sometime. But they were friends with us. And so was the leader of the Crips, the Raymond Washington, the Aldens, the Psycho Michaels, and the Pit Bulls. And these guys was our friends too. But the Crips was the number one suspect if it was a game, because this is the type of thing that they had started to do in the black community all over. So they became our number one suspects. No proof, no proof, until one of the guys in the car who lived in our neighborhood had invited his cousin and another guy and a couple of girls to a party in our neighborhood. And one of the guys asked Skip, "Where's the party?" And he pointed out direction. They went down the street. They didn't hear the music, didn't find it for whatever reason. Cold part about it was, like I said, Brawley and his sister Doris lived in our neighborhood. They lived on Bandera.
Mm.
There's not but one triplex on the whole block. Ray Charles could have found it. There ain't but one on the whole block, and you live on that block. How you miss it?
Hmm.
They they
Mm-mm.
went down there. I mean, come on now. They went down there, and this is what they said in court.
So
That's
you
how
went to
we
the
found.
whole court case and everything.
I went to everything. I had to.
All right.
I had to.
Yeah.
That going there, it was about seven, eight of us, and we all shaved our heads bald, had on dark glasses, and we getting a chance to see the guys who killed Skip.
Mm.
And I'm looking at one of them. I'm like, dude, I seen you at Jefferson High School, the school I was going to. I know you. Dude's a Crip. I know you. Okay, so the the guy, the cousin, that was his cousin, and he turned state evidence on his cousin, and had it not been for him, then we would have never known perhaps who killed Skip. And when we learned later on, Skip was killed in June, but come, it had to be after August because that's when we always had to watch festival, the whole month of August. And we went up there in our pack as bishops, 40, 50, 60 strong. And that's the only festival that we didn't fight the Crips
Okay.
because we didn't know at that time that
Got you.
Skip death was Crip involvement. So we went up there and to the festival. And so that was in August. So sometime after the festival is when it still takes people, get the court and get, everything going. It takes it a while. So sometime at the end of 73 is when the court took place. And then we learned that the killers of Skip were indeed Crips. And that's when Bobby gave the green light. Go get them. Go get them. But here's the question, Brother John. The guys that killed Skip was in jail. If I
Hmm.
could do it all over again, I would have said to my brother, we got friends in all these penitentiaries. Some ain't gonna never come home. I think we should have sent out a kite inside the penitentiary and get those who was responsible for killing Skip. Now I say that to say this.
Hmm.
Raymond Washington was the founder of the Crips, the entire Crip gang, started on the east side.
Yeah.
Raymond knew my mother. I didn't know Raymond's mother, but I knew Raymond's father. I know where Raymond's bedroom was. Raymond been in our house. He know where we sleep. But we wasn't going after their leadership, and they wasn't coming after us, and they wasn't coming after us. So when Bobby gave the green light to go get them, Brother Jai, go get who? You know,
It was. It was.
I
I
mean,
get it,
I
man.
mean,
It was. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm 16. He's 17. We 15 to 17 with one or two 18-year-olds on there. Go get who? So these guys over here are actually our friends. Yeah. The head Crips in those neighborhoods I played in the sandbox with.
Yeah.
So go get who? So, but we jumped in cars. We went all down Florence, bypassing the neighborhood where the main Crips was, jumping out of cars and spray painting walls with Bishop and just jumping out. Two of the guys collided their cars and trying to turn corners. We reckoning each other's cars. But
You
we
know,
said Crips. Yeah, yeah, we
Jimmy.
said Crips.
As you're saying that, and I'm thinking, and as you're going back in hindsight, I get exactly the point you're trying to make. From
Yeah.
15 to 17, you weren't thinking as
Mm,
strategically as you thought you was, right? And now you got an all-out
exactly.
war against people who don't got nothing to do with anything, and the people responsible are already in an isolated area where you could have reached them. But now, it's raining hell on everybody who's representing that particular game. So go ahead. I just had to put that in there because that's deep. A lot of
And
people don't understand the gang culture mindset started with teenagers.
with teenagers, and that's exactly how teenagers thought. And as I said later, had I been thinking the way I thought now, because I had a voice, because my brother knew one thing. Now I respect and love my brother to death, but my brother would be the first to tell you, uh, once I get uh, angry and say I'm not gonna do it, then I don't care who you are, I'm not gonna do it. So
Yeah.
I believe in respecting strong leadership. Um, but sometimes if I don't agree with that strong leadership, I'm still gonna go out and do my thing. So, hey, Jack, can I jump somewhere real quick with this?
Absolutely.
Okay, okay. Look,
Yeah.
now I want to clear something up on here. I spoke in my book about kicking my karate teacher in the back of the head.
Yeah.
You read that?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
And then on Calmac videos, he had Master Shaheed on there, and he asked him about teaching me and my brother the arts. But you notice that he spoke more on Bobby because Bobby saw the future as an instructor, which he became.
Yeah.
He wanted to master the arts. I didn't. I just wanted to learn some kicks and some moves and stuff. Hey man, I was a gangster. I was a game banger, and I wanted to try every move out on somebody. So that's why my daddy said that boy always into something. He fight any and everybody. So so now what happened was, um, I want to clear this up. That was not Master Shahi. Master Shahi was our kung fu, a Wing Chun. He was our kung fu instructor.
Yes.
Leroy Cliff was teaching us. I think it was some cat stand karate. Or I think it was Hapkido or Kimpo. I'm not knocking that style. But
Hmm.
my style that I had taught from been taught from BKF and Bowlegged Jeffrey, I had did about 6 months fighting Chinese Kempo, which is fighting from we call it half moon. And I didn't like that
Hmm.
open cast stand. So every time in class, the instructor thought I was disrespecting him by going to my own fighting stance. But it was what I felt comfortable with, and I was really success in it. So he decided to bring some of his old students from old class, put the brown belt against Bobby. Bobby went through him like soft butter. And everybody bowed to both of them, bowed to the instructor, got out the set. Then he called his green belt in the circle. Why you call me in there? Because, okay, I'll tell you, I'll let you guys decide. He called me in the circle. I get in the circle, I bow to the green belt, I bow to the instructor. But look here, man, Brother John,
Hmm.
dude, you in my hood. And I, I'm high
Punish him.
rank bishop.
Punish him.
Man, man, I'm high ranking bishop. I'm a badass, and you are not gonna kick my butt. Y'all going to have to drag me out this circle. And the
Yeah.
circle was the half court of a basketball court, that little circle right there.
Yeah.
And that's where we would fight at. So I get in the circle, and then he slams his fist. You know, no contact when you don't touch your hand. I don't know if you guys can see this, but when you make the fist an open hand and don't touch it, that's no contact. And when you touch it lightly, that's
Hmm.
light contact. And when you slam it, that's full contact. You didn't do that to Bobby. So why are you gonna slam full contact on me?
Yeah.
Because you felt I disrespected your class, and watch how this come back to bite Bobby. So he slammed it on me, and I'm like, okay, not a problem. So I did the same thing to his green belt. What Bobby did to the now, what happened was I go into the style he been trying to teach us. I go into that little weak cat stand. No, I shouldn't say that. The people love that stand. But I went into that little weak cack stand that he was trying to teach me that I didn't believe in. And he said, no, 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 no. Fight from your half moon. Your half moon. So he martial art banging on me. Really. He martial art banging. Go back in your stance. So I went in my stance and I beat his green
Yeah.
belt up and scored the 3 points on him. And they stopped it. And I bowed to the green belt. I bowed to the instructor, started walking out the circle. And he said, no, 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 come on back in here. See, now he didn't make this personal. But we 16 and 17 now, and the homies ain't understanding what he's trying to do. Not even me at the time. I get back in the circle. He said, go in your half moon. He don't slam his hand saying we're going full contact. So I get in my stuff and he gets in his stuff. And so he takes me down. And I went down like soft butter, brother. he took me down, but he swept my feet and I went down on my back. I tried to get up into what we call a snake. Now
Yeah.
we're talking about our ground defense. But before I can get to my side in my snake, or even a cobra, he was on top of me, a knee here, and he's like 35 years old, man. I'm 16 years old, man. I'm really a child. I'm not a kid because a kid's a goat, right? So I'm a child, and
Hmm.
he got his arm here, and he's done what we call reverse punches, bam, bam, yeah, and he ain't holding back. He bust my lip. I mean, I know I was an asshole.
Tried to
Yeah,
abuse you. He basically
yeah,
tried to abuse you. Yeah.
and he did that. So he did that about 5 or 6 blows. I don't know. He gets up, and finally I can get up, and he turns his back and is walking back to the class, and he's trying to justify what he did by saying, "Never give up, never give up." You don't know what you just did. You don't beat me down and turn your back on me. You don't know who you're dealing with. So he's walking back towards the class, and I run high as I can. And I come with a flying kick. Bam! I tried to take his head off, and I hit him right on the back of the neck, and he hollered, "Achima!" He said, and I jumped back in
Yeah.
my fights down. I jumped in my fights down, and then Achima said into me. I said, "What that mean?" But he said, "Achima," and I said, "J Jim, I think you need to get out of here." So, you can't. He took you down too easy a minute ago. You can't beat this man, Jim. You- and he in all the class sitting there with the legs crawl over. Ain't nobody saying, "Hey, this is getting too far." So I turned around. I got that '60 Chevy out there parked in front of the building, the one that had been shot up so many times, had bullet
Hmm.
holes in my car. It's parked in front of the team post was where our classes was,
Yeah.
and so now my car, hey man, I'm 16-year-old. I got a Chevy, a '60 Chevy parked outside that don't get reversed. So, get your first car, you got problems, right? So I had to always make sure I had a way to get out. So I'm walking out, and he said, "No, no." He actually running around. We were running around in circles. Bobby, didn't nobody get up and say, "Hey, man, come on, y'all stop this now. Y'all stop this." And he said, "You get out of here. You get out of here." Wait a minute, hold up, dude. You have no idea. You telling me I got to leave my neighborhood? No. So I get in my car. If they even ran me around in circles in my car, so I got to make sure he ain't gonna run outside while I'm in my car because my driver's side window don't come up.
Oh. Mm.
so, so, so I'm making sure I take my key in the ignition. I take off. So I go to the house, and we kept what we kept at our spot. So, and one of the spots was under the house. I had moved a crawl spot and reached under there, and I got my old buddy the side by side. You're gonna hear about that side by side in a minute. So I went and got my
Mhm.
side by side and my little hand pistol.
Mhm.
Both guns are loaded, and we had to keep our guns loaded because we in all our war at this time. Having the gun unloaded is useless. So uh, walking out the driveway, and then my right hand man, Al Capone ain't nothing nice. And he said, "What's up?" I said, "Let's roll." Because wasn't no sense in explaining nothing to him. We could talk about it on our way. Because Al
Yeah.
Capone, he coming either way it go. So I give Al Capone the pistol. I pull us back up in front of the team folks and I jump out. Soon I open the door, the instructor over there, the class still sitting where they sitting, and I'm walking towards the instructor with the 12 gauge. Bobby jumps up. Where was all that jumping up when the man was chasing me in circles?
Oh boy.
I wish my brother was here right now. I need him to answer that question. What was anybody when that grown man was chasing my little?
Oh shit, Julie.
hey, hey
Oh
man,
man.
look,
Yeah, God.
I ain't never seen the
Oh
homies move
man.
so fast. The
Mm.
homies was moving. Hey, come on, Jim. Come on, Jim. Come on, Jim. Bobby standing in front of me, and I put both barrels back. Al Capone, tall, about 6'3", muscle-bound guy, just smiling. He's smiling because he's just smiling. Because if I start shooting, Al Capone gonna start shooting. So I'm like, look, I said, you get out my neighborhood. Don't you never come back. Take your two sorry ass fighters with you. Get out of here and don't come back. He put his little knife and play gun. He had little drills that they have how to disarm people and stuff. He put all that stuff back in his little bag and stuff.
Yo.
And he he, he got a play gun. Let me see let me see you take this
Oh
12 gauge out
man.
of my hand, man. Let me see you take this out of
Mm.
my hand. Hey, I seen what you can do. I ain't gonna let you close up on me. So
Oh man.
uh, so anyway,
Yeah.
they leave and
Woo.
we get in our car and we takes off. We get in our car, we takes off. So now the instructor of the team post is calling. It is the director of the team.
Dear mama, thanks for the love. Sorry for the things that I did growing up. All I ever seen was the Crips and the thugs. Blood, Kelly County Sheriff handcuffs. Hey, 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 hey. Gotta make a way for my folks. Hey, 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 hey. As I meditate in the chronic smoke. Growing up in the streets, I done seen it all. From singing in the choir to running from the law. Putting busters on their back, knocking niggas out flat. On the stone with my rally Mac. Not a bad guy doing good. I'm trying to change the mindset for all my people in the hood for sure. Bro, it's all love. Stop hating on the blood. Blood you already know. It's bad business. Everything gotta go. Suicide mission. Everything gotta blow. That's why I stay on my grind. And my music got a buzz. Like a beehive. Going hard in the lab. Just me, my niggas, and a whole lot of gas. Going hard in the lab, trying to spread the light and create a new path. Hey, dear mama, thanks for the love. Sorry for the things that I did growing up. All I ever seen was the Crips and the thugs. Blood, Kelly County Sheriff handcuffs. Hey, 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 hey. Gotta make a way for my folks. Hey, 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 hey. As I meditate in the chronic smoke. Gotta make a way for my folks. Hey, as I meditate in the chronic smoke. Hey, gotta make a way for my folks. Hey, as I meditate in the chronic smoke.
Nobody said life would be easy. Mama never told me this. The world's so greedy. Everybody on their own shit. family fighting each other. Mother, sister, brother. Petty beef causing grief to each other. What the fuck?
It don't matter if you're Crip or Blood. It ain't nothing but a party when we all showing love. East side, 8125. Crockett Block, bro, I've been outside. We going up, up, up. Even though the road is rough, the tough get tougher. I'm trying to make a way so my people won't suffer and get back to being brothers. Dear mama, thanks for the love. Sorry for the things that I did growing up. All I ever seen was the Crips and the thugs. Blood, LA County Sheriff handcuffs. Hey, 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 hey. Gotta make a way for my folks. Hey, 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 hey. As I meditate in the chronic smoke. Hey, gotta make a way for my folks.